Pak Domu is at the bar, drinking and singing with his friends about their families. One of them arrives from settling a land dispute in Medea and narrates how his son, Hotman, now a lawyer, helped him win the case. Everyone is happy for him. Soon the TV comes on and Pak's son, Gabe, who studied law with Hotman, is doing comedy. Pak is embarrassed, and when his friends ask him why his son is not pursuing law, he lies and says that his son is only doing that as a temporary thing. Later, he has his wife, Mac, call Gabe and urge him to quit comedy. Gabe laughs it off by saying how he inherited this comedic skill from his dad. His friends ask him about Domu, their first son, and his decision to marry a Sundanese woman. Pak denies the claim, claiming that his first son will marry a Batak woman following tradition. He has his wife call Domu to ask about his planned marriage. Domu says he will only marry whomever he wishes, and his parents don't have to choose for him. When they threaten them about not being willing to let him come home again, he says he is willing to forego the privilege, as it is only a formality. The friends go on and ask about his youngest son, Sahat, who has already completed college. They emphasize how, as Batak people, they don't send their young ones away from home, letting them take care of their elderly parents. He lies and says their son has promised to come back after wrapping things up where he is. They call Sahat and ask why he refuses to come back home. He says he is taking care of another man, and he cannot leave the old man alone. Pak cuts off the phone. Pak then brings up his daughter, Sarma, who stays and cares for them. She works as a civil servant in Toba and doesn't have to go further away from home. His friend asks why she hasn't married yet, and he simply replies that she has yet to find the right person. His wife, Mac, comes to pick him up, and his friends laugh at him. On the road, he asks her how they can get their children to come home for their grandmother's ceremony. Soon the town's priest comes along on his motorcycle. Pak quickly holds hands with Mac to fool the priest with a semblance of their good marriage. He greets them, happy about their good marriage, and is soon on his way. They go to Pak's mother's house to plan her ceremony. Pak promises to contribute a lot of money towards the ceremony, but his mother is not satisfied with only that. Later, she asks him about her grandchildren and whether they're coming to the ceremony. Sarma hears all this from her place on the rooftop. The mother tells Pak that she has been informed by Mac that he is fighting with the sons. Pak brushes it off by saying everything will be okay. Later that night in their room, the parents are unable to sleep properly. Pak does not want to go to the city and bring their children home. It would hurt his pride as a parent. Pak then gets an idea to trick their children into coming home. He proposes they lie to the children and say they are getting a divorce. Mac is reluctant about lying to her children, but he convinces her that because she too wants to see her sons, she should get on board and lie to them. The next morning, they stage a fake fight in front of Sarma, but she doesn't buy it and leaves the table. They plan to stage a more convincing fight next time. That evening, Pak returns home late from the bar. He knocks on Mac's window, waking her up to prepare her for their impending fake fight. He then bangs on the door like a drunk, waking Sarma up before starting a fight with his wife. They start fighting while raising their voices loudly so Sarma can hear them. When the fight is at its peak, Mac orders Sarma to inform her siblings they're having a divorce. Sarma is devastated as she informs her siblings via video call. The parents eavesdrop on the conversation outside, but are disappointed that the children think it is only a minor issue and are not willing to come home. Pak packs a bag the next morning and tells Mac to take it to the sitting room on the pretense she is leaving the house to go live with her mother. This scares Sarma, who hurriedly calls her siblings to inform them of the development. Domu tells Sarma to follow her mother outside, which she does, and then they proceed to convince her to go back into the house. She is inwardly happy that the children are speaking to her, but when she refuses to go back to the house, chiding her son's selfishness for not coming to see her, the children begrudgingly accept to come back home the next day. She is very happy, but again, the priest passes their way, and she and Sarma have to lie that Sarma was only going to work after he raises his eyebrows after he wonders at the packed bag by Mac's feet. Domu informs his future father-in-law that he is coming home, and they playfully urge him not to run away. Gabe pleads for a 2-day leave from his producer, and he gets it. Sahat also leaves the old man he is taking care of and comes home. They convene at the airport awkwardly, and Sarma rushes happily to greet them. They head home and their mother is the first to see them. She hugs them, crying. Their father is tending to the pigs and chastises them for abandoning them after everything he has done for them, but he nevertheless welcomes them home. After dinner that evening, Gabe tries to initiate a dialogue between their two warring parents, but it all breaks down when their mother starts to cry, all according to their plan to get the children to stay. The children decide to take them out for a picnic tomorrow to get them to open up. Pac goes to the bar after this hilarious performance and has a great time. The next day, as they headed to the picnic, the children planned for Pac and his wife to sit together in the car. They enter a fake argument and Sahat has to be the one to separate them by sitting between them. The parents grin happily at this. At the picnic, when pushed to open up, both parents blame the other, and instead shift the children's focus to their problems and the decisions they have made about their lives. The second day goes down the drain. They return home to find their grandmother, Pac's mom, waiting for them. She has a word with her grandchildren encouraging them to respect their father, since he went through so much trouble raising them to be as successful as they are. She tells them it is why Pac and Mac have such a happy marriage. The children only look at each other in wonderment, not wanting to reveal the secret. The children decide to call the priest the next day to meditate. Gabe, too, postpones his trip to Jakarta. The priest comes and the couple has to excuse each other to stage another fake fight. They make a promise to their children and the priest that they will not discuss their marriage until after their grandmother's ceremony. Everyone agrees to that. They go shopping the next day to plan for their ceremony, and the sons are weirded out because their mother is doting on them like children and acting like there are no family problems. They go to the ceremony and it goes so well that their grandmother is very happy. Everyone gets home tired and the idea of talking about their family problems goes out the window when everyone falls asleep. Mac stays awake the whole night and sleeps late in the morning. She gets a fever and has to miss the morning meeting about her divorce. The meeting is again postponed. Pac takes the opportunity to again chastise the sons for their life decisions. This goes wrong when each boy refuses to listen to their father and leaves the room angry one by one. As they are talking together outside, their mother wakes up and they go to greet her. She goes to pick her husband up from the bar, and on the way home, she confesses that she still misses her sons and wants them to stay longer. They meet the priest on the way and he asks them about their marriage situation. She cuts her husband off and replies that they are still fighting. The next morning, the parents stick to their decision to get a divorce. The sons decide to leave, but Pac, seeing his sons leave again, gets angry and lectures them for only thinking about themselves. Mac, not wanting to lose her sons, defends them by informing Pac that he has always done what he thought was right, and the kids have learned that from him. She also divulges that they are not getting a divorce and she is only going along with the plan that Pac wanted. The children are surprised and enraged by this. Sahat confronts his mother about the severity of what she said, and Gabe and Domu confront Sarma for lying to them. Sarma weeps before revealing that she had only followed what her father had wanted her to do. She reveals that he is the reason she has remained unmarried and did not go to cooking school. She then sobs into her mother's arms. Despite the pleadings, Pac refuses to listen to his family and goes to the bar. He returns home to an empty house and sleeps on the couch. The next morning, Sahat visits him. He informs his father that Domu and Gabe left last night, and Mac took Sarma, went to her mother's house. But he wanted to say goodbye properly to his father at Mr. Pomo's urging. He talks about Mr. Pomo to his father, how the old man taught him to listen to others, things he wished he had learned from his father. It is one of the reasons he wants to continue staying with the old man instead of his father. Sahat then departs. After such a bitter separation, the family is all sad in their different places. Pac goes to his mother after getting too lonely in the house. His mother tells him how much he has gotten used to living with others and that he has never experienced true loneliness. It is why she did not come to take care of him immediately, wanting him to learn the lesson. He weeps in front of her, realizing how important his family is. Pac takes his mother and siblings to go pick up his wife, but she surprisingly refuses to go back home with him. So the father goes to Jakarta, enlists himself on Gabe's show, and apologizes to his son on live TV. Gabe sheds some tears due to his father's honest words. He then heads to meet Domu's girlfriend, and surprisingly, he likes her very much. She knows a lot about their culture and tradition. He then goes to meet Mr. Pomo, who is housing Sahat, and the two old men talk about Sahat. Mr. Pomo informs him how his son is a helpful and wise leader in the school and community. The father and sons return to their mother's house to pick her up, and Mac agrees to return with her family, but only after inviting them all to dinner. The film ends with the whole family enjoying a happy dinner at their mother's house. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to our channel. I'll be back with another interesting movie recap. Until then, take care.